This is Valley News Live at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm JC Dodd. Thanks for joining us. Police are sorting through details of a stabbing in South Fargo. They got a call Saturday afternoon to a home in the 1400 block of Gateway Circle South. Officers found a victim who appeared to have been stabbed, but there's no word on their condition. It's also unclear if police are looking for a suspect. Now it's the beginning of a heat wave as warmer temperatures come into the valley. Let's get a quick look at the weather with First Alert Storm Team Summer Schnellbach, who can tell us what the highs are looking like today. Summer?
Today is looking so much better, at least than yesterday. Thank you so much, JC. And look where we started this morning. We did have some light snow move in late night through the overnight into the Devil's Lake Basin, and crews were hard at work. You can see a snow crew driver out there making little piles of snow and then clearing them out. Just so fun to watch, along with those pastel colors rising in the sky. Temperatures through this early afternoon are warming up into the teens and even some 20s. Even after that light snow overnight, Devil's Lake 26 degrees. Here in Fargo, we're at 14, 11 in Grand Forks, 35 degrees in Jamestown. Talk about a beautiful warm up. Those morning flurries and light snow showers are out of our region, bringing us some mostly sunny skies. Still a few areas of clouds in northwestern Minnesota that are moving their way out. Look at this temperature trend over the next few days into the weekend. Looking very beautiful, at least in terms of temperatures. But JC, we've got to talk about the Clipper train that we are on board. We're talking about that, when and which days have the best potential for precipitation, and of course, the wind that could come with it.
I say we just focus on those temperatures that you're talking about. Let's avoid the Clipper for now. I just want to focus on tomorrow and the 36.
Right.
Thanks, Summer. The federal trial of three former Minneapolis police officers charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights continues. After being abruptly suspended last week because of one of the defendants tested positive for COVID-19. J. Alexander King, Thomas Lane, and To Tao are accused of depriving Floyd of his rights when they failed to give him medical aid. As Officer Derek Chauvin knelt on the black man's neck for 9.5 minutes while Floyd was handcuffed, face down, and gasping for air. The judge halted the trial last Wednesday in the middle of its second week, but didn't say who had COVID. Lane was the only defendant not in the courtroom. Diplomatic talks are heating up today in an attempt to stop the potential Russian invasion of Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz will visit with President Biden this afternoon. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
President Biden is meeting with Germany's new chancellor, Olaf Scholz, at the White House in a high-stakes meeting with Russia-Ukraine tensions top of mind. As he left Germany, the chancellor told reporters, Russia must know if there's military aggression against Ukraine, that will have a high price. The discussion is also expected to focus on energy, with Germany heavily reliant on natural gas from Russia.
President Biden has pledged that the United States will do everything we can to help ease any disruptions.
Germany, the U.S., and other NATO allies are working on a package of economic sanctions described as unprecedented.
The choice belongs to President Putin. He can make the choice of going down the route of diplomacy and dialogue with the United States and NATO, or he can take the consequences of invasion.
U.S. officials tell CBS News Russia has the capacity to capture Kyiv in a matter of days if it decides to invade.
We're in the window, meaning that we can't just assume it's going to be a couple weeks off.
New satellite images show Russian troops in Belarus have moved closer to Ukraine's border. They're now about 30 miles away.
Not only the fighting forces, but also more and more the forces that is necessary to support those forces.
This weekend, another shipment of defense arms from the U.S. arrived in Ukraine as its allies continue to lean on diplomacy to avoid an invasion. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Close to 2,000 U.S. paratroopers from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, arrived in Poland to shore up support for the NATO ally, but will not be used to protect Ukraine if there is an invasion. In our consumer alert this afternoon, Tesla is making another recall involving more than 800,000 vehicles due to a faulty seatbelt reminder. Impacted vehicles include 2021 and 2022 Model X, S, 3, and Y. Tesla says some seatbelt chimes may fail to go off when a driver leaves the vehicle while it's ringing and then re-enters. Since that chime is controlled by software, Tesla plans to fix the issue by sending an over-the-air update. That means owners will not have to bring their vehicles into a service center for the fix. And from the best to the worst, the Wall Street Journal is out with a new ranking of U.S. airlines. Delta Airlines nabbed #1 spot, followed by Alaska Airlines and Southwest. But it's a free-for-all when flying while frugal. Delays and passengers stuck on the tarmac landed JetBlue at the bottom of the list. Spirit and Frontier came close to the bottom as well. Now they have their merger on the horizon. While you can't put a price on true love, you still can wonder what everyone else is planning to spend on Valentine's Day. Turns out that Americans who are planning to celebrate the holiday will spend an average range of roughly $175 to $210 this year. According to a couple of recent surveys of those that plan to celebrate Valentine's Day, their spending plans most commonly include buying candy, greeting cards, flowers, and jewelry, the NFA survey says. An intense moment caught on camera over in Colorado. Take a look as a deputy is seen rushing to a break into a burning vehicle where a dog is trapped inside. Deputy Michael Gregorick started busting the vehicle's windows looking for the animal. Amid the plumes of smoke, the dog is finally spotted, visibly distressed. After a moment of struggling to grip the large dog, Gregorick is able to pull the pet from the truck as the smoke overtakes him. The dog was okay and he seemed very grateful, thanking his rescuer with some kisses. Coming up at noon, 7 decades on the throne, the Queen of England celebrates her Platinum Jubilee. But next, Summer will be back to tell us what the chances for some snow are later this week.